Hmm? Nostalgic, huh? Today, I've got the Santa Monica IPA, one of my sponsors. How you guys doing? Everything okay? Nice Saturday here. It's about 75, going to be nice and hot. It's going to be a perfect day. Um, well, if you don't know, cheers. And if you don't know what we're doing, today is our International Beer Show. Yes, it is. For the first half hour, we're going to be talking with two beer aficionados, experts, brewers, makers, and all of that. And then the next part of the show is you guys. You guys are going to jump in, pop up with your beer, tell us why you like it, and give us a cheers, and we'll cheers, and we'll just keep it going. We got some great shows coming up this week. We've got what is it? The Veterans Militia. It's a paintball group, and it's all veterans, and they play. We're happy to have them on Tuesday and on Wednesday. We have Kirill. He's the captain of the Russian Legion. He'll be joining us as well. We got Mattis from. He used to be from Sweden, and now he lives in Michigan. He's a paintball park owner. It's gonna be great. And again, you guys listen. If you guys want to get on the show, have any ideas? Whatever, I'm in. Jump on. Let's do this. Let's have a great time. All right. So this magic elixir that all of us grow up with. We all, I mean, as kids, your parents are drinking it. You try it, and you go, "Oh, this is shit. This tastes horrible." Or then when you get into high school, you get kegs, and you start drinking, and you get drunk, and you throw up, and you go, ah. So you have this like on and off love affair with this adult beverage. And some people just fall in love with it and say, this is amazing. Other people go, ugh. So I give or take. I like it. I like a Corona. Oh, I just said that on my show. I like a Modelo. I like something like that. And I'll hang out. I never get too tipsy, except I'm with them at the Northern Alliance, and that's a different story. But yeah, I love it. And so I think you guys love beer too, because the comments were like, yeah, let's do a beer show. Let's do this international beer show. So it's going to be fantastic. All right. We've got some two amazing guests. I want to show you something really quick here. Look at this. I'm not even opening them, right? This is from my one trip to Germany. This is the Northern Alliance. You're going to be meeting John, the guy who made this. And then look at this one too. Check out this one. This one is called the Rat Pack Mead Northern Alliance, right? Look at that one, huh? Yeah, it's my collector's items. I'm not drinking it. All right. Let's bring some guys in. Hold on one second. Let's bring in John. How are you, brother?
I'm fine, thank you, David.
Good. Well, that's all the time we have. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, bye.
I see you. Oh, you two look familiar. Let me see. I would say the International Cooking Show.
Yeah, sort of.
You're my international go-to. I'm getting some feedback. I'm not sure if it's on John's or Michael's part. I'm gonna keep on talking for. Okay, so Michael, what are you using for a headset?
What am I using for what? For the head?
No, the headset. What are you talking into? Are you talking into hang on a second. Let me just put you on mute for 1 second, Michael. Let me just put you on mute. Okay. So now I'm just talking directly to you, John, right?
Your earplugs, Uncle.
Yeah. Michael, I think you need some earplugs or something like that, because we're getting feedback.
Is it better now?
Yeah. That sounds better. Can you do me a favor? No, that's fine. Michael, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
There you go. Okay, no. Put your hand above your head like that, and then like this, and then I'm just joking. You're fine. It sounds a little bit better. Thank you. It sounds a little bit better. There was some kind of feedback or something, kind of a tinty sound, but we're fine. All right, you guys, listen. Here's the deal. The earliest clear chemical evidence of beer produced from barley dates back to 3,500 BC from the site of the Godin Tempe in the Zagros Mountains of Western Iran. It is possible, but not proven, that it dates back even further, about 10,000 BC, when cereal was first farmed. Are my facts correct? I have no idea.
There are different stories, so you
Really?
might be correct.
I might. Well, I don't know. It's my show. I'm always correct. So.
What I can add to that from German side, at least, is that about 500 years ago, in the year 1516 or something like that, the Germans decided on what should be in beer, and just 3 ingredients and nothing else. It's called the German Reinheitsgebot. And for 500 years, German brewers are obliged to only use the 3-4 ingredients like water, hops, malt, things like that, and nothing else. So no grafted beer for the last 500 years in Germany. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Okay. And then when did the Netherlands, the Newfoundland, what I'm running out of names here. The Dutch, what have you decided on this week? What's the name this week?
What's the name of Holland? Is this
Oh,
week?
Holland, exactly. Right, exactly. Okay, cool. Yeah, the lowlands, the Low Country. Yes. When did you guys become enlightened about beer? Did you take it from the Germans?
Oh, that's a long time ago. Basically, we took it over from the Belgians. So the Belgians, one of the best beer makers in the world, craft beer spoken, so not like a Pilsner or lagers, because it's Germany and Czechia.
Okay.
So, there's also the city Pilsen, where the first Pilsner came from Urquell.
Nice.
So that's on this side, but Belgium always made craft beers, and the Dutch are very much lovers of craft beer. So that's the double beer, triples, quadruples, darker beers, stouts, porters, you name it, they make it. If you walk into a typical Belgian bar, you have like 150 beers, easy.
Oh my God. Okay, you guys, let's do this. We got some quick comments this morning, and then we're going to get into we're gonna dive deep into we're gonna hop around. How's that?
Hop around.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Here comes my jokes. There's Lisa Weber from Team Tags. Good morning, Lisa from Michigan. There's Martin. I think he's down the street from you, John.
Yeah, he's also a beer lover.
Jimmy Churchill. Who else do we have? We have Ben Rex. Who else do we have? I don't know how to say this. Zip, ip, pip, zip, pip.
I also don't know.
Anyway, you went on that one. We have good morning from Canada. Good morning, Marie. How you doing? Okay, cool. So we got another. Listen, I'm gonna bring in Matt for one quick second, and then we're gonna jump back to you guys. Hold on one second. So my brother here, Matt, he's from Quebec. He is a Quebecois. I'm going to be doing the translating for him. I'm just joking. No, but he actually is he is you guys in Quebec. And so we're going to bring him in. Matt, you hang out with us in the green room for a little bit. We're going to bring you back, and then you're going to tell us your whole thing about your connection with beer, okay?
Okay.
Okay, brother. Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with Michael. Let's go with your pictures here. And John, I'm going to put you down for 1 second, okay?
Yeah, okay, fine, of course.
No worries. Hi, Michael. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. I just came from the dinner table, had some roasted chicken from the barbecue. You see it behind.
I know, the Weber, right? That's the Weber.
We're all done. Yeah, the whole family is now happy for the next, let's say, 3 hours or so.
3 hours. Okay, cool. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go for about maybe 15 or so minutes. And you're going to tell us basically your history with the beer. And give me some pictures I can pop up. And let's start with this. Is this your hometown?
Exactly. I'm showing you it's right in the center of Europe and almost in the center of Germany, as you can see.
Nice. What's the name of the town?
Seligenstadt, the Saints City, or the town of the Saints.
Nice. And this is your logo for it?
That's if you it's the ancient or still running town logo, yeah, our official patch, so to say. This is the view from the Bavarian side of the Main River. So it's basically the old cathedral, Roman cathedral, and some of the ancient buildings, quite medieval aged.
Middle age,
very
right?
nice.
Exactly. And this could be any place in Germany during Christmas.
But it's only this is only in Seligenstadt. That's Christkindlesmarkt, if you will. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. All right. So let's do this. Let me just get rid of that one, and let me just do this. Okay, cool. So tell us a little bit about your history with beer.
Yeah, well, I have had a few ancestors who really studied this. I mean, they became professional brewers, like my father's father and his father. So my great grandfather, so to say, started this, as far as I recall. And sadly, no one of these people is around anymore, so I can't invite them to the show. But as far as I remember, and go back in time for the last, let's say, about 150 years, my male ancestors have been in beer. My grandfather, for example, was leading several breweries in Germany, but also in France. I recall the stories my father told me about traveling. The family was traveling through Germany. Every 10 years, they went to a different spot where a brewery needed someone to run it. It started in Altenburg, which is near the European Big Game, where my father was born in the brewery. And then they
Wait,
moved,
he was born in the brewery?
well, they lived in the brewery. You must imagine that during these days, somebody who ran a brewery, he
Right.
was like a lord. They had a housemate, they had a chauffeur, driving the car. They had a limousine.
Oh.
It was, man, I tell you, that was something different.
So it wasn't only yeast rising there. I'm just joking.
No, it was before all the mess started. It was in the 1920s when my
That's
father
amazing.
was born.
Dude, that's amazing. And we've got a picture here of your dad.
Yeah, it's true. It's actually this same, where is it? This beer mug, right? When they moved to another location, to Aschaffenburg, which is just about 10 kilometers down the Main River on the Bavarian side, they invented a logo for this beer, and they were discussing back and forth, and finally they decided to bring my father on the front of that logo. So this blonde little guy is my dad, actually. So it makes me very proud.
Dude, that's amazing. All right, so what do we have here?
This is a fine selection of our local beers, because the town I'm living in for many hundred years now, I think 250 something years, is brewing beer, the 9th generation already of this local brewery here in Germany. And it's called Glabsbräu, and this is award-winning beer in Germany. It's quite famous, and they have wonderful, tasty, great stuff. I mean, I fell in love with it since I was a boy.
Nice.
I still am.
So you know what? A lot of times, like the Italians or the French or something, they give wine to their kids, and then their kids, grow up with a respect for it. Is that what you guys? Did you have like a bottle of? Did you suck on a bottle of beer when you were like a kid?
Well, at least I can remember as far back as being about maybe 9 years old when I first took a sip from my father's beer mug. And of course, when you're a kid, this tastes not so nice, but somehow I got stuck to it. And yeah, it's basically something that in Germany people are quite liberal with it. To not everyone, but some are. Like I am with my kids. My oldest son, he's now 16, and I'm allowing him to drink since he's maybe 14 every now and then a beer with me.
Nice, nice. And then, I mean, oh, hang on a second. What do you say? Prost?
Yes, we say Prost, exactly.
Prost. All right, Prost. Well, Prost.
Prost, my friend.
Okay, but then, excuse me. I'm not a big beer drinker.
Drink more. You have to drink more.
What is this?
This is actually a lot of beer. These are beer barrels from our Glapsbräu, our local brewery, on this wonderful, famous wagon being towed by lots of horses. And this is one of the town festivals. Every year we have several festivals in our town, and people are enjoying themselves. And on the marketplace there are parties going on day and night, and people are just in the mood, and lots of tourists come during these days to celebrate with us. And trust me, the people here, they always find a reason to have a good time.
Okay, so is Oktoberfest all over Germany, or is it only in Bavaria?
It's all over Germany, actually. I mean, something that of course had been invented in Munich, but somehow it it traveled around the world. I mean, I know of Oktoberfest in Canada and
It's
USA,
everywhere.
Japan.
It's everywhere.
I've been to a few, and it's So it's So officially, it's only one. There's only one real one, but of course, you see people get drunk everywhere if they have the opportunity.
Right, but so where did it start? Where did Oktoberfest actually start?
It started on the Theresienwiese, which is a lawn, a big meadow in Munich, in the middle of Munich. And if I recall correctly, I might make a little mistake here, but I think it was the Bavarian king who, as giving his wife a party, and this is when the first Oktoberfest started. This was the beginning of it all, year after year.
Nice. Okay. This is another picture of the. Now, are those Clydesdales or something? They usually have those big beer horses, or whatever they're called. They're like these big, huge horses. Yeah. We got another shot of this guy here. Yeah, this is from your hometown. This is fantastic. What do we have here? This is a
little snapshot from the center of the old city, of the old part of the city, the marketplace, right in front of the mayor's house, and this is basically every year, like we have 2-3 festivals, and people having a good time. That's just that's it.
Good time is good. Again, this is so if we look for this beer, Glapsbräu brew.
It's called Glapsbräu, right?
The
family, the surname of the brewers for the 9th generation, and the owners of the brewery is Glab. That's their last name, Glaab, and that Glab Bräu, which means brew or brew. Right?
Okay, I got it. And who's this guy?
That's the grandfather of the actual Glabs.
Oh, Michael's stuck. Michael, you've had to push the drink
into what it is right now.
Okay, cool. And this, you're showing us the alcohol content? Michael, can you see that? That's the alcohol content, and this is all right. Cool. Go ahead.
That's basically saying what's inside this beer, and it gives also a description of the beer, like sommeliers normally describe wine. You know, it's a smooth character, and it's a wonderful color, and I can't translate it exactly, but it's like you would describe wine in a very nice language,
Nice. So it's a this is inside the brewery? Either that or this is Star Wars.
This is part of the... No, this is actually Star Wars, yeah. No, it's inside the brewery.
I don't know. You sent me the pictures. I don't know. Maybe you got the wrong picture in there. I don't know.
No, and you see Darth Vader on the
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Funny. You're funny. You're funny. There we go. So there, the brewmasters are. This is inside it. I guess it's very like, wow. This is amazing how advanced they are. That is fantastic.
That's very modern. That's true. They modernized the whole brewery a couple of years ago, and really it's state of the art right now.
Nice. Okay, cool. And then we have, what is this? Your backyard? What is this?
Right, that was me making a little bit firewood, and after then, I had my cowboy hat on, and I saw my shadow, and I decided, let's send you a toast.
Let's send you a toast. All right, I like it. Okay, cool. So you're saying that your great grandfather or your grandfather, how far back does it go?
As far as I can trace it back, it is my great grandfather and my grandfather, and maybe and also my grandfather's brother. So these three definitely were brewers, and they were leading breweries. And I also have beer mugs from my grandfather's brother as well. But I didn't want to overdo this whole thing right now. However, it is probably they started already, I don't know, 500 years ago, but
500
my
years ago.
knowledge goes back to my great grandfather.
Okay, and then why did you all of a sudden decide to become a doctor and not just joking?
Because I prefer drinking more than brewing.
You broke the tradition. No.
My father already did. He became an architect.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's true. That's
okay.
true.
Cool. Well, okay, cool. All right. Listen, I'm hoping that the people, hopefully the people watching have an appreciation for it, but I'm hoping people that don't really understand about beer, people just think it's like, people just like drinking and getting crazy. There is such an appreciation for it. And again, like with you, there's such a lineage, there's such a history of this kind of thing. It's amazing to me. What's amazing to me now is that people can actually make it from their house. You can actually, like the home brews kind of thing. There's a science to it, and that's what we're going to learn with John. John's going to basically teach us the science behind it and his recipes, and just amazing. So, Michael, you hang out for a minute, or do you got to go someplace?
I'll stick around. I'll watch this.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put you back in the green room. We're going to bring John back up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to bring a bunch of other people up. Just pop them in, and they're going to everybody's going to do Prost and cheers and l'chaim to everybody. Okay, so I'll see you in a second, Michael. Thanks for jumping in. See you in a minute.
All right.
All right, brother. Hang on a second. Let me see what our what do we have here? Marie Craft Beer. Let me see. Punny. I did a pun. Greek beer. Let me see. Marie. Marie says hello. Rosemary. Hi, Rosemary. All right, cool. All right. So tell everybody who you are, as if they didn't already know if they don't follow my show.
Yeah, they already know. But my name's John, and I'm the chef for the Northern Alliance. So and beer brewer, of course. So.
And where are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands, of Holland, or Dutchland, Lowland, whatever you want to call it. So.
I'm a Nederlander. What was it? He puts his hand up, and the guy goes, Handy Hook, and he goes, Nederlander.
Yeah,
Dutchie. The whole world knew what Nederlander meant. Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Hey, brother, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm thirsty.
You're thirsty. Well, what are we cheering? What do you have? What do you got that I can cheer you here?
Well, I'm drinking a Krolls, so that's some of our local. It's one of the biggest local breweries. Let's say it like this. And I always like not the Pilsner, but the triple. So.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what a Pilsner is, nor a triple. I know what a trifecta is, but
I will explain it quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, like a Pilsner. Yeah, there's like a lager. Yeah, it's like normally between 3% and 5%. Then you get a double. It's between 5% and 6%. You get a triple. Yeah, so the alcohol content gets higher, between 7% and 9%, and then you get a quadruple. That's between 9% and 12% sometimes. So.
Oh my God. Okay.
So this triple basically says like strong beer, because there are no mathematic science behind it, how strong it should be, but anywhere in the range.
Okay, so are we popping that open on your end, or did you already have something open?
3, 2, 1.
Yay! All right, cool.
The glass. So.
Nice. So let's do a. Wow, dude, that's giving good head. Look at that.
Yeah, it should be.
That's amazing, dude. How does that happen? Well, you're going to tell us how that happens. But wait, hang on a second. So wait, Michael said Prost, right? But you guys also say that, right?
We also say Prost, yeah.
but you don't. There's like 2 O's in the German one and 1 O in yours, I think. So
No, 2 in the Dutch and one, I believe one in the German. Prost and Prost. So
Prost.
cheers.
All right, Prost. Oh, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. That's crazy.
A
All
beer
right.
keeps the doctor away. So
No. All right. Let's go from. Let's first off do this picture. I'm just going to go in the order that you gave me them. Okay.
oh, I just threw
You
in a
did
lot.
random? You were drunk? All right, cool. Well, anyway, let's just do this. Let's do.
Okay.
Tell me first off. Tell me about this.
Well, as the most of the guys who know Northern Lions know, every year I brew a special craft beer for all the guys that they get in their player pack. Last year was Ragnarok, and we had Yggdrasil, and we had the year before we had Sleipnir. So all Viking themed, Norse mythology themed beers, which I brew for my team. So, yeah. And they all like to show it off. I think they all send me some cool pics now and then. So it's always nice to get some feedback.
Yeah, see that
Also,
feedback.
That's like 2 years ago, Gjallahorn. So yeah,
Nice. And does it taste better if you drink it out of a bull's horn? I've done that. That's what Mick gave me. Mick gave me a.
I
think
prefer a glass, but that's
Oh, you're sophisticated. Oh, I got you. Okay, cool. All right. And this is another shot of your beer.
first one, yeah.
Okay, cool. And then we've got now. You guys listen. John actually, he actually does well in the Northern Alliance on Sunday before we leave. He's already preparing for the next year, and he's preparing food. He's preparing how many people, but he's also preparing the beer because he has to know how many beers to make, how many people are going to be there, how many labels he has to put on. And why am I saying labels? Is because, John actually puts on the labels by himself. Or you get somebody to help you, though, right?
Yeah, I got my father-in-law and my girlfriend, or they come from the printer. Yeah, they come from the printer, and then we need to hand cut the neck labels, hand cut the front labels, and then stick them on. So yeah,
It's crazy.
You know.
And then again, also at the auction that we have, people are dying to get the beer. They just like fight over this beer, and they
want to have it on the shelf. We only auction off a few. Some go for like crazy amount of like 700 euros almost for a bottle, like 670 euros a bottle or something. People calling in anonymously to order a bottle, so it's crazy. But yeah, they like it, so I like to do it, and that's a win-win for me.
Dude, I mean, let's just give you a quick example of a euro there. So for one bottle of beer, how much are they bidding?
We had the guy on stage for 675 euros.
Okay.
So I don't know, $750 for one bottle.
$750 for one of your beers.
Yeah.
Now, listen, we have to listen. Just to let you guys know, it's not just about his beer. It's also about the charity that it's going to, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
but again, people, you can't get this beer unless you're part of the player pack of the Northern Alliance. So for you to offer that to people, I mean, people go nuts. It's crazy.
Yeah, people just want to have it. I make only a limited amount every year. So that's 100 plus bottles, of which Northern Alliance is with 100. So we might have like 10 or 12 left, and some you give away, some want to buy some extra for at home, and then it's done. It's finished. So people actually save it, store it. They don't drink it. They just want to keep it on the shelf.
Yeah, I'm not drinking. Well, I'm not drinking mine. This one's killing me. All right. So let's go from the beginning here. I don't know anything about this. I know that there's all these names. There's barley, there's hops, there's wheat, there's berries, there's all this kind of crap. I have no idea. All I know is that I go to the bar or whatever, and I get my look, it's stuck. John, look, it's stuck, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I've got it connected, not Wi-Fi. I got it connected wired, and it's still stuck. It's the camera. All right. It's the camera. I'm going to get another one, better camera than this. All right, cool. Anyway, so again, at the beginning of the show, I just mentioned that beer was found like, way back 10,000 years ago or something like that. And, or 10,000 BC or something like that. And I knew also that they also used it for like, it was, okay. How about this? I think it was during the plague or something. People were drinking beer instead of water because it was healthier. They weren't getting sick. I mean,
that's why the Dutchies and the East Indian Trading Company also took it on their boats to make sure people didn't get sick. So, yeah,
that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so let me start with this picture here. What are we looking? Is this a soup?
Yeah, it looks kind of. This is almost the last stage. So finally, when all your barley is made of, it's just like a grain. It's made of starch. So then finally, this is the barley. That's what you start with. There's the whole grains. Basically, you mill it down. Yeah, and then you get like a pulp, like a starchy pulp.
Yeah.
You add water. Yeah, that's the different kinds of hops. So every batch has most of 2 or 3 different kinds of hops. Hops are pure aroma, so smelly at the nose.
Oh, that's what hops does. It makes it the smell. Okay.
It gives the smell and makes gives some bitter. So some bitter units.
Okay. So we go to the store. I go to the store and I say, I would like some hops and barley and whatever else and wheat and whatever. And I just start a little stew and I make it and we're done.
The first thing you should do, and I don't know if you can bring back the first picture of the barley.
I don't know which one you have.
Yeah, this one. So if you want to say, you want the beer like this color, like this golden color, or whatever you want to use, orange, yellowy.
Yeah.
Then normal body. This will give you this color of beer, like a normal lager. But if you want to have for instance, a darker beer, you need to roast your body. You get it.
Oh.
Yeah. So the color intensifies just like a coffee bean. So if you have a darker kind of coffee bean, your beer will get darker. So this is what you do. Basically, your grains are mixed with water, and then you get like a big porridge, like this. Exactly. This is a good picture. You bring the barley with the water up to a certain amount of temperature, mostly 55 the first time, and then this flour of this starchy corn of the barley starts to mix with water, and it dissolves. So this water actually gets very sweet. It's like sugar water almost. And what the yeast later will do, they eat this sugary water, and then they fart out basically carbon dioxide and alcohol. That's how it works.
Wow, I think people do this in prison, right?
No, they do it everywhere. Yeah, we have prisons that make beer. So
I think so. Yeah, I know. I've heard of that.
Okay. So if you want to make a beer like this, then this barley is perfect. You want a darker beer, you need a dark kind of barley.
Okay, so then you're toasting it, or you basically have come up with a recipe, right?
Yeah,
and
it looks like sort of this. So if you think
wait, I'm sorry, wait, it's too early in the morning. What the hell did you just show me?
This is the recipe for the newest beer, which I'm not going to.
Okay, I don't want to be just stealing your recipe, but
it looks complicated and also is. So this is how a beer recipe should look like.
Oh my God! Okay, hang on a second. Did they just give you a template and you fill in the blanks? Is that how this works?
It is like a brew help. So it basically, if you say I want to make 35 liters, it calculates how much barley you need, how much hops you need. You can add the type of beer that you want. If you want a higher alcohol level, then maybe you should add more sugars for fermenting or whatever. So add spices, add chilies, add like coriander seeds, orange. You can go all the way.
Yeah. In fact, there was the Santa Monica Brew Works. They actually did a Reaper beer. They took the Reaper pepper and they put it into the beer.
Yeah.
And it was like you drank a little bit and it was like, oh, this is fucked up. Like, because it was like it took a second to kick in, but it was already down your throat, and it was like
So of course, I work in a restaurant as a chef. So just to say what Michael also did, like fancy people that drink wine, and the sommelier gets to the table and says like, "Oh, this wine tastes like cherries and whatever." Beer can have the same kind of flavors. You know, they can have the same amount of complicatedness. That's why at some courses I actually recommend the beer instead of
Interesting.
a wine. So
Okay. And then are we checking the what are we doing here?
So after you basically made the beer, yeah, you want to see. So you added your hops, you did everything, you cool it down, you put it in this, and then you weigh the amount of sugar that's in. So if you start with a certain amount of sugar and you put in the yeast, then you can calculate how much alcohol will be in the end product. So it's always important that you measure your sugar before you put the yeast in and afterwards again, because
Wow.
there might be too much sugar in, and if you let it ferment like a real beer in a bottle and there's enough sugar in and you add more sugar for yeasting, you get double the amount, and when you open the top it will go to the ceiling. So
Whoa, dude, there's a science behind this. This is amazing.
Science behind it. So
I like it, dude. That's the this kitchen looks familiar.
no, it's not. It's in
This
the
is
local brewery house, so it's like a 50 liter kitchen.
Oh, I thought that was your kitchen. All right. So again, we can do all this, but it's better to maybe can I give a recipe to somebody and then just say, hey, this is what I'm looking for, and then I can put my own label on it.
Basically, that's how I started, because I work as a chef, and I was like always interested. Like, I like craft beers. I like to taste beers all over, from Germany, from Czech, everywhere. And then finally, you realize that you are not capable, or you don't know how a beer is made. So I called up a local brewer and asked, like, hey, how do you know? How do you make beer? I want to know. And he said, okay, hop on. What are you doing next week? If you want to make some beer, then join us. So
Nice.
that's how the process started. And I said, I want to make my own beer. And that happened about like 12, 13 years ago. And then since every year I made my own beer.
Nice. Okay. And then is this for like consumption at the house? What is this for?
This is fermenting, actually. So this is like a Northern Alliance batch. So this is like 70 liters or something. So
okay. And then are you filling the bottles yourself and then closing them?
hand filled, yeah. And then you need to add like a little bit of sugar for fermenting in the bottles. That makes
Yo,
so
dude.
every has to have a certain amount of sugar before you close the cap. That's the difference between a real beer and a lager, because they add the carbon dioxide with a big siphon in a big machine.
Okay.
And it's all done by Mother Nature. So Mother Nature made this carbonization, but then you need to know your numbers, otherwise.
Dude, I'm fascinated. Listen, let me just show those. We did this the International Beer Exchange. My idea. We did the International Beer Exchange. We did at Euro Big Game last year. We had everybody bring in some beer, and again, beer brings people together, right? So
I mean, like I think a lot of people can understand, like, nice sunny afternoon, done with work, grab a cold one, and then this was a perfect example at EBG, and you came up with the idea. We put it all together, and if you see how many people were standing there and just tasted beers that all over the world. I had beers from the Czech Republic, Germany, Austria, Malwinkel local, Swedish, everywhere. It was perfect.
It was perfect. It was fantastic. In fact, this guy enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I love that guy. Anyway, all right. Let's bring Michael back in. I'm going to bring in some cool cats here. Hang on a second. All right. So, Uncle, are you sad that
Yes.
Are you sad that you gave up the lineage, the heritage, after you saw John's amazing presentation? I mean, John's a fucking scientist. This is amazing.
That's true. Well, I mean, I found my fortune in what I'm doing currently, and since I know Jon now a little bit better than before, I'm sure that after your show, Jon and I will be fixing a date when we meet and exchange some beers and some recipes. And not to forget, just on the other side of the street, the new brewmaster of our local clubs boy is living with his family. I invited him over today to come to join the show, but he has some family matters which keep him from doing this. However, we are kind of buddies now meanwhile, and I'm sure that when I walk over to our local brewery, they will teach me how to make beer. So Jon and I will be colleagues then.
Yeah, and basically we should visit that together because it's great. So we have enough ideas already. So that's for after the show.
Right.
Beer. I just called her Beer Youngs because she loves beer. B Youngs. She says she loves beer, and they have some good breweries in their in Montana. And Marie. There's Matt. Hey Matt, what do you say to Marie? Hello over there. Nice. All right. So let's go around the board here. Hang on a second. How am I saying it? Andre?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Portugal.
Where is that?
Ah.
I'm just
Hi,
joking.
Andre.
I'm just joking. I know where Portugal is. You guys, listen. Portugal, this amazing little sliver of a country that keeps on getting invaded by Spain and all these people, and France, and Napoleon wanted them, and then they became a kingdom, and then they stopped, and then Portugal helped take over the. Listen, we wouldn't have Anderson Silva if it wasn't for Portugal, because Portugal took over Brazil. Did you know that now? Did you know that Brazilian Portuguese is considered the Portuguese and not your Portuguese? Do you know that? I'm not making that up. I love Portugal. I love. Anyway, so
Oh, Andre, poor guy.
like all these amazing facts. All right, listen, Andre, what are you drinking there? This is called the Alma, and why Alma? Is that your favorite? Uh-oh.
We cannot hear you.
Uh-oh.
Me neither.
I can hear him.
You can. What's it? Okay, translate in. Wait, it's going to go from Portuguese to Aussie to English. All right, let's go.
It's Alma beer. Nah, lost him. I had him.
All right,
Maybe you should.
Andre, we can't hear you. Okay, Andre, listen. Connect and then come back in. Come back in. 1 second. I'm gonna
mute his headphone.
hang on a second. I'm gonna kick him out and hopefully he comes back in.
Are you back?
Okay.
Hey,
Andre, come back in. All right. All right. Let's go to the land of Oz where they hate beer. Dude,
Yeah.
you
We really hate it.
you guys wake up and go to sleep drinking beer. When I grew up, it was Foster's.
Oh, who drinks that shit?
That was the big one. It was Foster's Lager, and there was another.
We export Foster's because we don't drink the shit.
You don't drink it. All right, hold on a second. I think Andre's coming back. Let's see if we can hear. Hey, Andre, can you hear us?
Sorry. Yes, perfectly.
Hello, my brother. How are you?
Fine.
Where in Portugal are you from?
Lisbon.
Lisbon. Okay, and I love Portugal. That was actually gonna be one of my stops. I was going to be going to Ireland, Portugal, then the Euro big game, and then Israel. And well, that other beer company got in the way, Corona, so I couldn't. So I couldn't do it. Anyway, okay, tell us about the beer.
Well, this beer is a new one, so I bought like a new box, so they fill up a lot of dark beers. So I'm just testing them out. So this one is a dark beer made with black figs. So it's kind of sweet, very good.
Wow.
It's very good.
Dude. And then, okay, are you guys known for brewing beer? Uh-oh, I got a feedback. Are you guys known for brewing beer? Or, I mean, if I went to Portugal, people would go, yes, you got to try our beer.
Well, the beer's showing up with new companies a couple ago. Guys.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We're getting double, and that's not good. All right. Andre, can you hear us?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, now that's perfect. Whatever you're doing, hold still. That's it. Hold still. All right. So if I were to go to Portugal and
Yes.
somebody would say, you have to try our beer, are you telling
Yeah.
me that Alma is the way to go?
Well, there are a lot of other brands. With Postscriptum from Portugal. There are some Lisbon one from 1980s. So but there are a lot of them. Actually, past 4 years probably started showing up.
We got a lag here. Oh, listen, Andre, how do you say cheers in Portugal? Uh-oh. Technology. I love it. I hate it.
He moved.
Listen, Andre, can you hear us? Andre, listen, Andre, you stay there. Just don't move. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to jump over to Australia. Okay? So we've been to Holland. We've been to Germany. We've been to sticky Portugal. It's sticky. And now we're jumping to Australia. Okay, so Andre, hold on 1 second, okay? Don't run off. Can you hear us? Andre, I'm trying. No, okay, no worries. Kim Gonzalez, get in here from Mexico. Hurry up and get in here. Okay, cool. So, all right. So listen, Andre, so, okay, listen. What is that, Dos Equis? What are you drinking, dude? Listen. Okay, listen.
Mexican beer.
When I grew up and we started learning about Australia, this was way before Crocodile Dundee and all that kind of bullshit. Okay, so we had friends that were they were on ships, and they used to do like those big ships back and forth. And they used to bring us Foster's, and there was another one that they would bring us. There was something else. What's the other famous beer that's in
Tui's
Australia?
Draft or 4X? Tui's Draft
Yeah.
is a Carlton Draft is another one, and Queensland beer is a 4X beer, which is that one because that's all we can spell is 4X.
It's very funny. Nice. Okay. And so again, you're saying that the Foster's is kind of maybe like our Coors or something, that it's just kind of like here, take it, that kind of thing. But they did great on the marketing campaign because
Everyone thought we were so tough because we could drink that shit. We send it to you guys.
Oh my God.
And
Okay.
everyone thinks it's a big beer in Australia, but it's nothing. It's you've got in New South Wales, like the Sydney state of New South Wales, that's Tui's Draft. You go down to Victoria where they have the Vic Bitter. In Queensland they have the 4X beer, and 4X beer is what I drink, or me hard super dry. That's
Okay.
good Australian beer apparently, boys.
Nice. And as far as
The Dos Equis. So
Dos
when I'm in
Equis,
America,
keep
I
out your
drink the Dos Equis.
I love Dos Equis. Listen,
We got sugar.
as far as the breweries are concerned, is it Queensland? Is it Sydney? Is it Perth? Where would be like the best brewery?
They're popping up all over the place at the moment. There's all the micro breweries that are happening, and we're like 3 kilometers from where I live. There's 3 micro breweries that are happening at the end of the freeway,
Yeah.
and they're 7 and 8%, and it's really strong stuff. So you can only have one beer and go nowhere.
So you need to buy one beer. So
yeah.
okay, so let me ask you this. We saw what John was talking about with the hops and the different flavors, if you roast them, that kind of stuff. We saw that that Michael dropped the ball and stopped becoming a brewmaster and
Become a doctor.
he became a doctor instead. Is there something special about Australian beer that, like, I mean, if I were to drink it and go, wow, this is Australian beer?
Crisp. It's a really crisp beer. Yeah.
So you guys are more into the not the dark ones, but more like the lighter crisps?
Yeah. More the lights. See, as you call me, the Abo boy, but so the blacker the beer just means people need topping up because they're fading in their colour.
All right. How about this? We know that the Aussies majority of them are how do I say this? Well, they weren't under the king's favor, and so they put them on a boat and they shipped them to this big island. I got it. Now, here's the question. Did they retain a lot of that? Because when you go to a lot of British beers, they have like bitters, they have all this other kind of, that type of thing. Did you guys retain that kind of tradition, or did you guys kind of break it and say, like you said, we're more a crisp beer and this is kind of our legacy?
You've still got your bitters, you've still got your lagers that are down here. Like you go into a bottle shop or into and there's a whole aisle full of different beers. And as I said, there's all these microbreweries that are popping up. And the same as if you go into a bar or your saloons, and there's 8 to 12 taps, and you've got to pick which beer you want. One beer is called 50 Lashes, so and that is a good beer.
But that's a great thing. I mean, if local breweries, microbreweries pop up, you get different flavors all over. So basically, basically we have like a little bar here in Arnhem, and it has like a wall of taps. So there's like 50 on one side and 50 on the other side, and you can just walk in, grab a glass, and then hold your bank card or like a refund, like a fund card, and just pour your own beer as much as you want, and then they get it off your account. So you can just taste whatever you want when you want. Perfect.
That'd be like me and Hooters.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's perfect. That's what it's all about.
I'm trying to bring in someone else. Hang on a second. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, listen. I think we have Portugal back on.
Yes, on the computer
Okay.
now.
So, what were you using your little sister's computer? What would happen?
No, my phone is just messing up. I don't know why.
Okay, so we sound good. You sound good. Everything's fine, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. So what I was asking, number one was, how do we say cheers? You guys all do me a favor and bring up your Matt. You too. Bring up your beers here. Okay, so we're gonna go around the horn. In the Netherlands, in the Holland, in the Dutchies, what do you say?
Dutchie.
What do you say? Huh?
Proost.
Proost. It sounds good, because I have a feeling that your next door neighbor is going to say the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you say?
Prost.
Proost. Okay, cool. And then Andre, what do you say?
Salud.
So it's almost like Spanish, right? Or the
Yes.
Latin salute, right? Wait, let me guess what this one is. Down the hatch, what don't kill you makes you stronger. What is your Tim? What is yours?
Oh, mate, anything up your bum, swallow, skull.
Swallows.
It's all, or it's the last one to skull. That's it.
All right.
So,
Now, let's go back to my Quebecois friend. We're going to talk to him in a minute. What do you say? What is the Quebecois / French way of saying it?
À ta santé, to your health.
En santé?
Yeah,
À
something.
ta santé.
En ta santé.
Yeah,
Dude.
which means to your health.
Yeah.
Dude, listen, you won. Of all these knuckleheads, you won. I like that one the best. All right, you guys. To your health.
Cheers.
Prost.
hell,
Ugh.
Good one.
Empty.
Yeah,
I have to get some new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost.
Me too.
big.
Okay, so listen, Andre.
Yes.
Again, we were talking about before you started going into your robot impression. We were talking about the Portugal beer. If I were to go to like Lisbon, or if I were to go to some other place in Portugal, do you have like a big brewery, or is it more microbreweries, or what are you kind of famous for?
Well, I would say they are micro, because not everyone has spicy in like a normal supermarket or something. So I would say microbreweries.
Okay,
But
Sounds-
you got plenty in Lisbon and Porto.
and are you like? Is it like famous? Like if I were someone to say I'm going to go on a beer tour of Europe, well, we have to stop in Portugal, or you kind of have you guys got not really a big reputation or a history with it?
No.
You're more-
I
are you
wouldn't
guys
go
more-
over there.
More wine.
I would
think,
go for
right?
the wine. For the
Yeah.
wine.
Exactly, wine. All right, cool. So when we do a wine show, we'll have you back on.
Actually, but I like beer the most. So.
I know. I'm just joking. I'm going to look at that up, and I'm going to see, because we have a lot of really great stores around here where you can get imported beer. So I'm going to look for Alma because you said it's a black fig, right?
No, this one is actually some of these microbreweries, they use products from the local lands. So this is from the south of Portugal, and
Nice.
they have a lot of dry figs and stuff like that.
Fig.
So they use them.
I
So
like
for
it.
example, I have another beer from another company that uses honey from a local
Nice.
village, and they mix it up, stuff like that.
I
They
like
keep
it.
using resources, local resources, which is cool.
I like it. Okay, hold on one second, you guys. So let's go. Matt, you've been waiting patiently. So basically, I've met Andre. Have I met you at a game? Andre,
I don't know. I don't think so. From here, I know Michael. I've seen John. I don't know where, but I've seen it.
okay.
But I mostly know Michael.
Andre,
Okay.
nice to see you face to face finally. At least over
Nice.
the-
You too, my friend.
So once a year, I go to two places. I go to Commando D-Day, which is in Ottawa, and then I go to Maribel, which is in Montreal. And they're both amazing paintball places. In fact, that both teams change each other. They exchange. It's fantastic. When I went to before I started going to Maribel, which is the French part, I would walk around the camps and talk to people. And this guy was sitting at his little table, and he had his first strike rounds, and he was sanding them down. He was weighing them. He was like, really into what he was doing. But as he was doing all that, he had this like beer, and he said, "Hey, Reaper." I said, "Hey," and he goes, "Would you like to try some of our local beer?" And I said, "Of course." So he poured me some, and I said, "This is fantastic." And he said, "Yes, every year when I come to the game, I have my different kind of beer and everything." And I said, "You are fascinating, my friend." I don't think I don't think Matt was even wearing shoes. I'm not sure, but anyway, he was the quintessential embodiment of what I can say today is a Quebecois. Is this the French Canadian kind of? I don't want to learn English, but I have to. And he's just amazing. He's just an amazing cat. So we become friends. And brother man, how are you?
Oh, great. Having a great time. We had snow today. Yeah, it's just not ending.
Nice. Now, are you Franco Quebecois or are you English Quebecois?
I am a French Quebecois, and I've learned English when I was very young. And my accent, I can never leave it behind.
Don't leave it. It's very nice. I like it. So you guys, the reason I'm asking him about the French and English Quebecois, when you go to Quebec, people say, "Yes, I'm a Quebecer." And then what happens is when you get to know them, they'll say, "I'm a real Quebecois. I'm a French Quebecois."
Yeah.
And then there's the English Quebecois. The French Quebecois, the 1700s, they've come over and they can trace their lineage all the way back to Normandy and everything like this.
Yeah.
And they went, and then the English came in and they said, "We don't, you're either with us or against us." And some of them said, "We're against you." And they put them down in Louisiana. And that's how come we have Cajuns. So you're lucky you didn't go down there. But I love history. I love tradition. I love culture. That's why we're doing the show. And that's why, again, we're having Matt on the show too. What the hell is with your beer, brother? I mean, you make your own stuff? You just like...
No, I do not make beer. None of my family has. We have an immense amount of microbrewery in Quebec. Very many great craft beers, and we also have a big giant beer companies also that have companies in Montreal. So most of the beer is within the Montreal region, and en Montérégie. It's where the most is. So no, I don't make my own beer. It's a beer that years ago I discovered. I'm not a beer aficionado per se, but I like to have a good, decent beer. And I started. I looked at long ago, 20 some years ago, at a company in Montreal, and we purchased that beer. And the company's name is Unibrew, which means fraught for a unified fraught, if you want. And so it's a Belgium style beer. and they had many of them throughout the years with very special names associated with them, with alcohol content ranging from 4.5 to 10-12%. The first one I had from that company is called La Maudite, which means the damned, and it's 8%. And then there's other beers like Fin du Monde, which means end of the world, which is what the people, the Europeans that crossed over, arrived here, and they called this place the end of the world. And so this is where the name of their, or that phrase that named that beer is from.
Nice.
End of the world, yeah. So there's many beers. These are just the highlight. The one that I've brought to share with others a few years ago, it's called À tout le monde, which means to everybody. And that is it's a French Quebecer beer, but it was brewed on request from Dave Mustaine from the American heavy metal band Megadeth. And he's a fan of beer, and he contacted them, and they got a friendship going, and they brewed his special blend that he wanted. So this one here is the beer that I brought many years in a row, and just share and exchange with others. So it's a beer; it's for everybody. 4.5%, not the end of the world, but it's actually you can digest it really well.
Nice. Okay. And are you a fan of the lighter beers or the heavier flavors?
Depends. I've had some challenges at digesting the heavier beers, some of them. So I've been trying here and there. I will not abuse them in the near future, that's for sure. You regret some of these beers abusing them, that's for sure. Another beer that I've throughout the years, a weird one. It's this one here. I'll try to remove the glare here. Yeah, it's called Solstice d'été, and it's raspberry beer. All right.
Wow.
But it's if you take raspberry and you remove all the sugars from it, the bitterness that's left, they make a beer out of this, and it's very special. It's not for everybody. You need to. It's not for everybody.
Big pig.
Matt, we're sorry, but Andre was just trying to show his. I don't know where he was trying to show us where the beer goes after he drinks it.
Yeah.
And that's why we call it piss.
I'm sorry, but he interrupted you. I'm sorry, Matt. Listen, Matt.
Sorry, Matt.
That's okay, Matt. Listen,
Fired.
Matt. That's amazing. Okay, Matt, hold on one second. I'm going to put Andre. Nothing personal, but I'm going to put you down in the green room for a second. Okay.
Yes.
Nothing personal. It has nothing to do with your showing us your family jewels. I just want to hold on a second. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, I'm gonna bring in Marty. Hey, buddy, how are you? Nice to see you.
I'm doing fine, thank you.
So Matt, would I be able to buy this? I mean, do they import any of that stuff like Megadeth? Can I get that? Because Lisa Weber in Michigan would love to try some of that.
Yeah, well, I believe they do. They are imported. I have some friends in Toronto. I mean, in Canada, it's everywhere. But in the States, I'd have to check to see how far they go and to importing that. It's not going to be. It's a specialty beer. It's not something that is. But it is mass produced now. It is not something like a 2,000 bottle limited edition. It is imported massively now. So I mean, you need to ask for them. The company is Unibrew, and that particular beer that I particularly like is called À tout le monde, which means for everybody. So yeah, definitely look up your beer store and ask them to see if it's something they can bring in for you.
Okay, or can Lisa PM you and maybe you guys can talk about it?
Oh, sure.
Okay, Lisa, PM Matt, and you guys can make a beer connection. There you go. Okay, so Martin. Oh, nice.
He walked too far from his Wi-Fi. Oh, there he's back.
Dude, I'm gonna bring you back, brother. Martin.
We're gonna get back inside.
Yeah, you need to go back inside. Go back to the Martin. I'll see you in a minute. Never mind. I'll see you in a minute. Let's bring in America.
Hello.
Oh, look at the PC.
Yay!
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
American beer. All right. So, Mark, wait, Mark, there's a thief in your house. There's a burglar in your house. Look behind you.
Don't worry about him. He was supposed to be out here. He knew so much stuff, but he threw me under the bus.
Ponder, get back here. Tell him. Tell Ponder to get back here. I was waiting for it. I was actually looking forward to having Ponder on the show. What's he doing?
I was too.
What's he doing? He doesn't want
He's
to come on?
actually got a lot of stuff and a lot of work he's doing, and he forgot about the show. So,
No worries. Okay, so Mark, you're in Michigan.
yep.
You're going to help me represent, because I'm international. You're going to help me represent Middle America. No, you're also, Michigan is kind of more considered East Coast or what?
We're technically in the middle.
Okay, so we're going to say
Yeah,
Middle
we're-
America.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
So what would the typical Middle American, besides Dos Equis that Tim keeps on trying? I think Tim makes money from the Dos Equis ad or something like
It
that.
must.
You know that a 12-pack of Dos Equis cost me $60.
Are you cheap? What?
$60
Dude,
for
that's
a 12-pack.
nuts. That's
I know,
nuts.
it's disgusting, but I had to get it because I like the beer.
Okay. Okay, so
Dusty.
Mark, Middle America, what are we drinking? Coors?
No, well, see, the thing is, myself, I'm always usually a mainstream beer, so I had to do a little research, and I grabbed two beers that I have drank. And doing the research, I found out they're both wheat beers with orange in them. So it's kind of funny that I end up liking both of them. We have a lot of microbreweries and a lot of breweries here in Michigan. I didn't realize there was that many around the world, but I know two of them that I did grab for you. Was Oberon. Everybody here in Michigan seems to love this. It's kind of a seasonal beer. It's actually from Bell's Beer in Kalamazoo.
Okay,
And then the other one I grabbed was the Dirty Blonde.
a dirty blonde. All right.
Yeah. This is brewed 20 minutes from my house in Detroit, Michigan. So
All right.
I grabbed them both because I've had them both. I liked them both, and they're actually right not far from me. So
And then what is kind of your drink of choice? Is it a lighter or darker beer?
I like the lighter beers. Lighter beers seem to be less hoppy. The hoppy and the bitterness from the hops doesn't really agree with me.
Okay. And then, so if I'm like putting you into a typical stereotype, you're going to go to Walmart and you're going to buy a case of beer, and it's going to be like a Coors, and you're saying, no, I don't. I'm going to walk down the street to my local microbrew and buy something sophisticated.
No,
No?
my beer choice is actually Bud Light Platinum.
Oh, it is Bud Light Platinum. I like it. All right, cool. Why? Is it because it's light, it's less filling, or you just like the taste?
I like the taste of it. I really do. It's actually what it is I like the taste of it. I like the taste of it in a glass more than a can. I usually get cans just because they get colder quicker, but the glass doesn't usually absorb all that. There you go.
Have you guys ever had a chocolate stout?
Add water. Yeah.
What is the chocolate stout? Is that for Easter candy or something? Is that like Easter eggs? What is
But
that?
they have a place in Detroit, Michigan. It's the Atwater Brewing Company and also the Detroit Brewing Company. They're two houses you can go in there, and there's so many flavors of beer. I haven't had. Whoop! Thought Michael fell.
You're cut off, Mick.
Say it again.
Cut Michael off. He keeps on falling over. Okay, so you guys,
I can show you something.
I don't want to see anything. Get back in.
Oh,
All right.
motherfucker.
I don't want to see your Davina Schnitzel. Never mind. All right. Okay, listen.
I do know one of the things with all these microbreweries and like the two that I showed you. There's a lot of them out there. They call them a microbrewery. Like one of the big ones here is called Shock Top, which that's just by the Anheuser-Busch Company. They're not even a microbrewery. They just went up with a fancy name and put an orange head and kind of made like this guy with his mohawk. Oh, look at there. Woo, it's a microbrewery. These guys right here are talking about some real, almost like homebrew. I mean, like here, our neighbor actually is always brewing beer in his garage every year.
Wow. That's cool. Listen, so you guys, I didn't get the answer. What's a stout?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
A stout is a darker kind of beer.
There you go.
Like a Guinness something.
Yeah, Guinness. We call it Vegemite.
Yeah.
Oh, Vegemite. Oh, interesting.
Guinness,
Oh,
Guinness is Vegemite.
Like the color of chocolate, actually. So
And
like
Kilkenny.
very heavy, very thick.
Lisa Weber is kind of giving us too much information here about her drinking habits.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of that.
So here, I'll give you the definition because I looked it up. Stout is a dark top fermented beer with a number of variations, including dry stout, Baltic porter, milk stout, and imperial stout. The first known use of the word stout, well, okay, blah, 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 in 1677.
All right.
Yeah, you are, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
You're right.
So, okay, Mark, listen, I'm going to put you down. We're going to bring in Martin from. Actually, how far is he from your house, John? I think he's like maybe probably next door. You could probably look out the window.
It's like 25 miles or something. So.
Okay, Mark, I'll see you in a minute. Hang out in the green room. I'll see you in a minute. Okay. Now, are you finished being the world traveler? I mean, because we're tired of seeing all this property.
Buddy, tell us
Yeah.
about it.
Yes, sorry, I was getting me some more beer.
Okay. Go ahead. Tell us who you are, where you're from.
Well, my name is Martijn. English people call me Marty, and I'm from the Netherlands. Not far from John's house. And
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
what they call a real beer geek.
You're a beer geek. Tell us what a beer geek is.
A beer geek is someone that loves beer.
Okay. And
And
in loving beer,
especially Excuse me?
do you take beer baths and beer showers, and do you brush your teeth with beer? And
kind of. When I was younger, I went to a concert of a band called Normaal, and roughly translated normal in English, and they always had beer showers. And
Okay.
when they tap the beer, you know, sometimes the foam spills over, or they spoil it or something, and they put it up in a bucket, and then if you're ready, then you can pull the string, and then you get a real beer shower.
oh my God! And is the lighter beer a golden shower? Right. You just sent me a nice softball and I hit it out of the park. Bam.
I think.
That's why my hair so.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Anyway,
I can add something. I think Marty is he drinks like beer. I mean, like almost every day, or at least that's what I think. And we all know Untappd, you know, this app where you can rate your beer. And he's always drinking like new kinds of beers and rating them, including the Northern Alliance beers who are also under Untappd. So that includes beers from Australia, from France, from everywhere. People can
wow.
rate. So Marty is always drinking beers and rating the beer. So
That's amazing. You are a definite beer geek. Okay, Marty, what are you drinking today?
Well, today I'm drinking one of breweries across the river here. That's called Bronkhorster Brewing Company, and the guy is from the UK, and he came here about 10 years ago, and he started to brew beer here, and I'm a huge fan of Bronkhorster Brewing Company, and if there was a beer taste event in Maalwinkel this May, I would have brought some of these beers towards the big game, but
Nice.
sadly that won't happen. But this is what I'm drinking at the moment.
Okay, and then why? Is it a darker, crisper? Is it a lighter? Why did you fall in love with it?
This one is a. Now I have to shine the light. It's a little bit dark in here. Where's my?
You want to see a doctor, man?
what Marty, there's not a test. Okay.
It's a blonde beer, and brewed out of forest honey, and Gagel out of the Achterhoek.
Are you speaking English, or do you want to buy a vowel? What do you? How much have you drink? Listen, I want to know why you enjoy that beer, and you're speaking Flemish or something.
Well, we have an area called Achterhoek. That's also where the Grolsch beer comes from, and in English you call it back corner, and there they get all these ingredients from.
Okay, and you enjoy it because
He's a pisshead.
It's tasty. You gotta taste something of Bronkhorst Brewery, and it's a real different story.
Okay, I got it. Fantastic. Okay.
And I also have a co-worker that's working at the Gamaven Brewery, and next year I'll bring some of their beers as well to Germany.
Okay, I like it. It sounds fantastic. John, excuse me. Are you familiar with going across the river? I mean, I know that basically that's all Holland is rivers, and so
yeah, I know the company. It's from our local area, and then make some amazing beer. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I got it. And Michael, if you were given the opportunity to make your own beer, what kind would it be?
It would be probably quite bitter. So something that the fellow from America would not enjoy very much. It would probably come out a bit like this. You can see on the logo. You can even see the hops. It's very this little thing here. So it is really, really bitter, and it has about 6.5% alcohol. So this is probably what I would drink. Not, I like summer beers sometimes, but I like bitter taste, strong beer. This is my kind of beer.
Michael, I have the perfect beer for you. And by the way, a beer is you see on his label you see IBU or IBU. It means International Bitter Units. So if you ever question what that meant, and that's how you can see how bitter your beer is. So if you like a very
body mouth, John,
like 8%.
Wow.
And if you see 2, it's not so bitter. So it says on the bottle by Michael on the side. I saw the first bottle. It said on the side of the label.
It says.
You guys are all talking ingredients into the beer, whereas we down here just want to drink as many as we can and see how long we can before we get smashed.
They don't. So I mean.
I'm not a fisherman, and I went out on a buck show and they went fishing on a boat out off the coast, and I drank 20 beers in 3 hours.
Whoa! Wait,
and,
on the boat?
Oh, I was smashed. Don't you worry, I was smashed because I don't fish. So
you were just standing on the boat. You were still standing.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we went back in the port, and we were in a club, and this security guards come up to me and said, "Oh, buddy, I think we're going to have to cut you off and ask you to leave." And I told him he couldn't tell me what to do because he wasn't my mother. Mate, we just drink this stuff and get smashed and fall down and wake up the next morning. But what is it? So I started drinking at 3 o'clock Sunday morning.
Oh my God! Okay, listen. So Tim, are you telling me that you're surrounded right now, besides me, by all these beer aficionados, these beer geeks, these guys? And you're like saying, as long as it pours in my glass, it makes me fucked up, I'm in.
That's right, because you guys are just potty mouths. Listening to technological coming out of them.
Oh my God, you're crazy. All right, cool.
And John's up there going, what's he talking about?
What's he talking about? Like, John's going to pee on you from up there. Exactly. He's going to down under. Listen, okay, Tim, but if you could make your own beer, if you could make something, would you say that like there's a certain flavor or something that you would like to have?
It'd be a crisp. I'm not a wheat fan, but you know, to throw in some other hops or I suppose some nicer stuff. But as long as it you can drink it and it doesn't burn coming back up, then that's even better.
I got it.
Not that I'm one of those that chuck. I'm not a real chuck person.
Nice.
All right. When you get older, you get wiser. But I mean, like, holy shit.
I got it. Okay, so I got a question for you guys. My daughter I don't know when this happened in the world, but my daughter is she's gluten free. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Gluten free, and so they and a lot of beers made with wheat, hops, and all that. Is there such thing as a gluten free beer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like eating cardboard.
Oh my God! I mean, is it actually like?
Yeah, there are, and I mean, like 90% of the beers are gluten free.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because the amount of gluten in, like, let's say a liter is like under a certain percentage. You can call it gluten free. So
Okay.
90% of the beers are gluten free.
And do you think that nobody has to label that, or do you think that's a new thing? Are they actually labeling it like gluten free?
I don't know.
No, I don't
There,
think so.
there are some beers
Not a big
special called gluten free.
See, Hans putting on low carbs.
Okay.
Australian beer.
What is Matt?
Matt, what do you got there? What is that?
That's another beer from Dieu du Ciel, which
Oh,
is a brewery in another brewery in Montreal. This one is called Aphrodisiac.
Wow.
And it is they say a strong beer, and it's cocoa and vanilla beer, and it's
Oh.
6.5%. And yeah,
That's,
Dieu du Ciel, which is
I'm going his out.
God from
Yeah,
the
I like that. Wait, listen, Matt, you said there's vanilla in it?
yeah, cocoa and vanilla.
Can you taste it?
Yes, you can.
Okay, listen. If August happens, I'm gonna be at Maribel.
I'll bring all that.
Oh, dude.
We have unlimited beer when we are at the game, and
Yeah. I want the vanilla mocha one. That's what I want. That is.
You have to taste this raspberry one.
I
You
want
either
that
like
too.
it or you don't. And when you do,
Yeah.
if you haven't had any beer that day, it's not the most pleasant beer. All right.
Tim is trying to drink your beer. Why don't you pour some in Tim's little window there, and you can all exactly.
I'm a homie.
There you go. All right. So, Matt, I think I might come a day early and just hang out with you and drink beer. So,
I'll be around.
All right.
Mirabel is about an hour and a half maybe from my place. I could
Nice.
go the night before, and then I go back up with Dave the next day on his tour bus.
nice. Very, very cool. I like it. Okay. How you guys doing?
What'd you get, John?
I'm doing fine.
All
What
right.
is that?
What'd you get, John?
We can't
was that,
understand.
John?
What?
John come back with another bottle.
What is
that's the
that?
same one.
Yeah, that's a kriek. It means basically it's a cherry beer.
Oh, dude.
Oh, so-
I
With
want-
My girl said it's women beer.
come on,
no, it's
Sorry.
not.
pop your
That's
cherry,
amazing.
John.
I'll smack her, John.
Here's what we're gonna, you guys. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna. I think we've drained the tap. I think we've hit the keg. I think we can come up with some other analogies. But anyway, I think we did a great job on this. Before we go though, I want to thank everybody for coming on the show. I have some new beer respect, and I'm going to let's do a again. We're going around the horn. We're going Prost.
Yeah, knock the camera.
Whatever. What does Tim say? Whatever suits
on.
your butt. Whatever. Wait, hang on. He's drinking another beer. Hang on a second. Oh, have your wife open it up.
No, they're crimped on. They're not a twist top.
And then we have Aussie, the Aussie, like Aussie, oi, Aussie. Okay. Then we have Matt. Now, Matt, I really like yours. La something what?
La French.
À votre santé, which
Oh.
means to all of your health.
Yeah.
Dude, you had me at hello. All right.
Keeper.
All right. So you guys, cheers to everybody. You two in the green room, don't go away. We're gonna let you. We're gonna hang out with you guys in a second. Don't go away, you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for. You know what? Maybe I should eat breakfast before I drink beer. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us today on the show, and also. my guests, my panelists, for teaching us about the hops and the barley and the brew and all this kind of stuff. It was fascinating. I think we had a really great time. And that's it. I just want to say again, thank you very much. We got some great shows coming up. Hope you guys can join us. And I don't know how people function with more than one beer. I don't know how you guys do that. That's crazy talk.
It's training, David. You should also
Training. I'm not going to beer train. So anyway, we're gonna just we're gonna have our friend say goodbye to us.
Is
There
a
we
beer
go.
and a wiener dog.
There we go.
Just one beer.
He's gonna say goodbye to us.
He's gonna have one beer.
We're gonna play our video and get out of here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you again. You guys in the show, just hang out. Don't leave.